All right. Hey, everybody. How are you doing? We have some people in here already. This is our weekly. Here, I'm going to put this up so everyone can see this. This is our weekly live where we usually just shoot the shit and have a couple drinks. But today was kind of a shitty day and like about the worst day possible with
Yep.
this horrific, and I have no qualm saying this, murder of a woman literally trying to get out of a dangerous situation. And ICE is calling this domestic terrorism, which is just complete fucking horseshit. So we're going to talk about this for a while. So tell your friends we're over here. And I want to go to CFH first because we were just over on TikTok pulling people over. So thanks if you joined us. And you were pretty fired up. So why don't we go with you and you let us know how you're feeling.
Well, I mean, it's crazy to me. Like I think about my daughter, or my wife. My wife is an activist. She's been to protest, and in a situation like that, people don't understand that you panic, you're scared, and she was trying to remove herself from a situation that was scary for her, which is a natural human reaction. And an American citizen was shot in the face by it, and I'm not even mad at that ICE is so violent because it's expected. What I'm mad about is people making excuses for this. Like they're okay with our liberal daughters and wives getting shot in the face, and then they're cheering about it. Like if you want to talk about the ultimate fucking beta male move, as our daughters and our wives are being fucking murdered by the federal government. Like that is insane to me. Because I'm from a conservative family, and I couldn't imagine my conservative uncle being happy that his liberal daughter gets shot in the face in a moment where she is scared and leaves the situation. What a brutal way to die.
Yeah, it was her daughter and mother, or who was in the someone was in the partner
and partner and dog.
Partner and dog
her
was in
dog.
the car with her, and just imagine the horror that must have been. And I mean, the guy shot her what 3-4 times,
Three times.
3 times.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is look at the video. And all these MAGAs, which is the thing that I would say is the most one of the most infuriating things. They're just justifying it because they want to justify this terrorism of liberal communities. To basically like bump up their horrible like plummeting poll numbers because nobody likes the shit they're doing. And it's very clear. You just look at the video. All you got to do is look at the video, and you can see that she's clearly trying to get out of the way. The guy is like
After they told her to.
After
they told her to.
And then the guy, the shooter, whoever he is, because he was masked, we still don't know, is kind of in front of the car. But by the time that she takes, like, he's already moved out of the way. And she's probably, what's happened is her foot just goes on the accelerator, right? And she pushes and crashes. But like clearly she'd already turned. So like I don't even understand how anybody can look at this and say that she was threatening the life of that guy. Like it's madness.
There is no one who's more scared than a fucking cop.
Needle-dicked piece of shit.
Like that's it. I mean, no one in America is more fucking scared all the time than a police officer. And they'll tell you, they'll be like, "Oh, because you never know when it's going to happen. You never know when it's going to." If you live your life truly believing that at any fucking moment you could die, you're going to be a piece of shit. And that is everything that ICE like represents. It's just a bunch of scared little fucking wieners who are terrified of real life. So they go around wearing fucking masks, trying to hurt people. And, they have been acting with total impunity. Like, we have not heard about very many ICE agents getting any sort of administrative or legal repercussions for anything they've fucking done. And this is not the first person to get fucking murdered. Like, no. It just happens to be one that was on video. So thankfully, people actually see what happens. So it's not just Kristi Noem.
And she was white, which coincidentally, the White Lives Matter pricks shut the fuck up real quick.
Yeah, imagine that, huh?
Ain't that true?
All lives matter, or whatever bullshit that was. Also, wasn't this like 4 blocks from where George Floyd was murdered or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so like infuriating. And ICE's budget is bigger than most countries' defense budgets. Like, What did we get in that big bullshit bill? What did they get? Like 100 billion or 100 and something
Yeah.
billion? How
10
much?
It's 10 billion for ICE specifically.
Oh, it's 10 billion
Right.
for ICE specifically,
Mm.
which
Bigger
the-
than the Marine Corps.
right. Well, they
Yep.
always talk about the New York City police force budget, because our budget for the police, which is insane, is somewhere in the neighborhood of $5-6 billion a year. And that is, to put that into perspective, that is larger than the Ukrainian defense budget before the invasion. And they had an enemy on their border who they've been arguing about territory for centuries. And then ICE is getting twice what the New York City budget is, all to do what? Round up brown people and beat the shit out of people? Like, I mean,
They
honestly,
still don't
like,
get training.
Yeah, it's twice the budget and half the training, right? They're getting like
yeah.
4 weeks.
Well, didn't they drop the requirements too? Like, wasn't there a whole bunch of shit where they don't really have to like meet that many standards because they
There's a
have
bunch
to
of
hire so
assholes
many
that got
people?
drummed out of the cops or drummed out of the military because they were too fucking racist, and Trump gave them a badge and a gun and said go.
Or they can't run a mile in 13
they-
minutes.
Well, yeah, so
Yeah,
they'll
what-
just shoot somebody.
Yeah,
Can't
the physical fitness requirements, most of them are failing the initial tests. And then they fail the open book exam by like 50%. So the ones that we've got left are quite literally the dregs.
Yeah,
Well,
the
I-
dregs of fucking humanity, the pond scum incarnate.
I always put myself in the shoes of a police officer. And there's some times where I say, yeah, I would have shot, as somebody that's been in combat, as somebody that understands the nuance of these situations. But in this moment, in that moment, I would not have shot her. It is absolutely inappropriate.
Well, Corey, tell people
I'm-
who you are first of all, because that's important context for what you just said. Like, what's your background?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I'm CFH Unfiltered on TikTok, Instagram, so on all the socials. I was a sniper in the Army. I spent about 7 years in the Army, 5.5 active duty. I deployed twice. I've been in combat. I've been in situations where I am very, very scared for my life, like absolutely guttural terror. So I understand that feeling. And there's a lot of times where a police officer shoots and he's by himself. I understand being by yourself in a dangerous situation, the terror that you feel is unreal. And I relate that because in a sniper section, we operate in 3-man teams. So a lot of times we've been ambushed multiple times. I know what it's like to be outnumbered, outgunned. It's absolutely, I mean, there's no words to describe the terror that you feel. But in that situation, there were so many ICE officers. That guy was off to the side. They had so much control of that situation. And to have him end her existence, it's so unfair. It's unfair.
Well, and I think that the Christy Nome immediately goes to domestic terrorism. I mean, they hadn't even done an investigation
Yeah.
yet, right? Like, that's not even an appropriate response. Even let's hypothetically, which it's not, but let's say it's true. You don't come out and just like declare something without an investigation, especially when you're the government. That's like what fucking Russia and China and people do to like basically make things go away, is to just like attack the person that is no longer here, who can't defend themselves. But the problem is here, we have video, pretty clear video of what exactly happened there. And that was a straight up murder. I mean, we talked to, we were kind of dumb luck. We had Congressman Eric Swalwell on our show today, and he was a prosecutor, and he's from a family of police officers. So he understands as well. And he was like, this is a murder. He's like, there is no justification. There was no imminent danger,
No,
or
and even
whatever.
in their own fucking documents, federal agents aren't allowed to use deadly force to stop a vehicle from leaving. So even under the fucking circumstance that they wanted to stop her, it's not allowed. Can't discharge a firearm at a fleeing vehicle.
No, because they're not a threat. Like, we don't just kill people in this. Well, I guess now we do, but like theoretically, we're not just killing people just because they're in the way, or like somebody wants to be a fucking cowboy for like 5 minutes, right? And like pull out his gun and act like he's in Die Hard or something. I feel like sometimes that's what these people are. This is cosplay bullshit instead of law enforcement. And again, for what? Why did 2,000 ICE agents descend on Minneapolis this weekend?
Because Nick Shirley lied. That entire investigation, there have been zero new arrests. Zero new indictments. And that video, it got like 500 million on X. That video exploded. And that was the justification to use federal force in a Democrat state.
Yeah, I mean, it's political theater, right? They want to go after Somali immigrants, people of color. They want to demonize Democrats. Tim Walz, who did drop out because his family was
being
threatened over and over again, including his son, which everybody remembers, has some developmental disabilities, and he's getting death threats. And these fuckers are driving by the governor's mansion in Minneapolis or St. Paul, wherever it is, and yelling the R word because they think it's funny. And these are the same people who are in ICE. And that is what we're dealing with here. Amanda, go ahead. Yeah.
That the Walz thing is now they're probably going to get Amy Klobuchar instead. And
yeah, they fucked around and now they're going to find out.
I wouldn't mess with her too much.
Like fucking self-own. Amy Klobuchar is the most popular politician in Minnesota. She just won re-election in the Senate by 16 fucking points. You want that instead of Tim Walz? Fine. Fine, you dumb piece of shit.
And she is a tough cookie.
She's not nicer than him.
No,
don't fuck around.
No.
I have worked with both of their offices, and I can tell you that Tim is not nearly as aggressive.
Well, I'm not going to. I won't tell the whole story because it was a campaign story. But I had an incident with her in 2008, and she's when I was in the Obama campaign. She's. I would not have, if I were them, I would not have done this. Let me put it that way. I would not have replaced Minnesota Nice with, a woman that has been in the Senate and has had to kick and fight for everything she's ever gotten. She is going to steamroll those idiots in Minnesota, and basically they have just guaranteed another 8 years of Democratic control because they might have had a shot with third terms are tough for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
People just get tired and whatever, but now, especially this year, they have just dug their own graves. So, but I think
actually tipped off by the GOP Speaker of the House in Minnesota, who's
Maybe.
running against Walz. Yeah,
I've heard. I heard that. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let's be clear for folks that maybe you don't know the full story. This has been a known thing since 2019, and who opened the first investigation into this? The Biden Justice Department. They did it. And Tim Walz they have the Minnesota governor's office. The only reason this came up is because they decided to try and change the narrative and make it all about Somali immigrants so that they could ratchet up the racism. And you know what? It worked.
Fucking worked.
It worked. But you know why it worked? Because they have, and this is why we're all together now, they have a comprehensive media apparatus from TV down to literally like a 5-person Twitter account that are all pushing the same messages when they go out, and they are all out everywhere. And Democrats, while we are getting better, have been asleep at the wheel, and I will put myself in that category as well. And that's why we all have to band together, and we are banding together, and we are going to fight back against this because we can't win with these battles in this digital format with what we have currently. Too many people writing press releases, too many members trying to get on MSNBC. Every one of us here has had multiple videos that get more views than the prime time MSNBC or CNN blocks of shows. So we are all banding together to do this, and we're glad you're with us because that's the only way we're going to win this, because this thing spread like wildfire. And even when presented with the truth, they say, no, liar, no. It's I mean, it's crazy.
I do think it's worth pointing out that we had somebody in here that said that they disagree with 99% of our beliefs, but this is the point. This is the 1% of the time they agree.
Oh, well, thank you,
Which
whoever
is nice
that
to
is.
hear.
No,
That is nice to hear.
Yeah.
I've been like my comment sections on this shit are insane. The number of white straight men that are going, she got what she deserved.
But Ashley Babbitt didn't deserve to die, right?
Yeah, 24 hours after they talked about how Ashley Babbitt's a goddamn hero.
Basically 24 hours. This woman who was trying to break into a restricted area, which, by the way, if you live in DC, everybody knows if you try to do that, you are probably going to get shot. And you know what? You should. because that is the whole point of why even have armed guards if they're just allowed to come in and go, let's go hang Mike Pence and let's go find Nancy Pelosi. But then today it's like, oh no, well that woman had it coming to her. It's like, I don't know how these people square this.
The mom in the minivan had it coming.
With her
Right.
dog and her wife.
Yep.
Like, have you guys ever been bullied, like in school? Like, I'm sure a lot of people in the audience have, and there's a, like that's what this administration is about. But it's worse because killing is the ultimate domination of another person. So when you're on the ground and somebody's holding you down and they're punching you in the face or they're spitting on you, and you're absolutely humiliated in front of everybody, at the end of it, at least you get to live, right? So they have done psychological studies about the feeling that you feel right before you die of violent death. It's humiliation, it's shame, it's all of these feelings that people feel when they're bullied, and to think that she might have felt that in her last moments of ultimate humiliation, and then to have for her not ever to live and be able to reflect on that people don't think about that shit.
No,
Yep.
it's disgusting.
Yeah, and they've done their fucking level best to hide that miserable shit. You know, he ran immediately, and they all patted each other on the backs, and he was fucking gone like a ghost in the wind.
Yeah, he got his car, drove away, and I mean, I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement. Maybe someone knows better than me, but aren't you supposed to stick around a shooting while an investigation happens? You don't just drive off. That's my understanding. Like if a police officer fires their weapon, I think there is a process to investigate that, and it doesn't seem like there's any of that in this case. He just got to go in his car and drive away, masked. Like, I don't know. It's just
Have you guys
the
seen
videos of them not letting that doctor?
Yeah, and that's the whole other thing is they
That
10 minutes.
Yeah.
That they blocked an ambulance, and there was a doctor
10
on
minutes?
scene trying to give life-saving aid, and they denied him.
Yeah, there's a video of the doctor saying, "I'm a physician. Can I go check a pulse?" And the ICE agent says, "I don't care."
I don't care.
He says, "I don't care," and then he tells him to relax. It's the most infuriating thing.
Yeah.
I mean, of infuriating things. That one really, I had to go outside for a minute.
Yeah, Amanda, I watched your video that you posted, like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds long.
Yeah. It's rough.
I mean, to hear someone say, like, how the fuck do you expect me to calm down? You just murdered my neighbor.
Yeah.
And the ICE agent's like,
I don't care.
Like, so what? So what? Like,
Well, this administration knows that it was wrong because they immediately twisted it, and they're like, she's a domestic terrorist. The officer is in the hospital. Trump made a True Social post about how she tried to kill it. Like, it's all bullshit. And
But how he
now-
can't believe the guy's alive. He didn't even get fucking touched by the car.
exactly.
There was space
Exactly.
between him and the car the whole goddamn time. You can see it plain as day on video, which is why everyone that's here should recognize that it is still important to film this shit all the time.
Everything.
Everything. They're going to tell you it's illegal. It's not illegal.
Nope.
It's what the Black
And the
Panthers
new-
did. They photographed everything.
Yep.
It's the only way.
The new narrative is liberal white women are now like the enemy of American freedom. Like he's talking about my wife, my daughter, my family members.
No, it's absolutely insane. I do hope that today is a tipping point. I don't know if it will be, but like, I mean, any person who's looked at the 6 o'clock news tonight and saw that video did not think that person's life was in danger. There's just there's just no way.
No.
Like, there's just no way. And I think it's really like the sad part about this is that there are so many tens of millions of Americans who just don't give a shit that they shot her. And when people say that America could not slide into fascism, that's the shit right there.
We're balls
You don't
deep
care
in
about that?
fascism.
Yeah, you don't care about that. Well, what's the next thing you're not going to care about? I mean, it's a real thing. And that's why nobody likes to hear this, because it's not a great answer. But the only way to stop this is a fucking massive tsunami in November and wipe these guys off the map. get the House, absolutely, but also getting the Senate back. So there are investigations, there are subpoenas. They put this shit live on TV 24 hours a day, make everybody see this shit, and and then 2 years later, get this fucker out of office. It's not great answers, but actually, there's another thing that Eric Swalwell, I promised this to TikTok, I would say. So we interviewed him today. He actually had an interesting idea for slowing ICE down, which is apparently the governors of every state can revoke driver's licenses for anybody that they want. So he was saying today, if he is elected governor in November, and this ICE situation is still a threat, he will revoke the licenses for any ICE officials in the state of California. Which, look, like, is that going to stop everything? No. But, like, at least it's something. It could at least slow them down.
Nikki Fried of Florida was the
I know. Yep.
director of like wildlife and fisheries.
She was the commissioner of she was the last elected Democrat statewide.
And
Commissioner of Agriculture. That's what she was.
Yeah, there you go, Commissioner of Agriculture. So she went and took away all of the firearms from the January 6th insurrection.
That's right.
Like that is the type of thing that politicians need to be willing to do.
And can I say, nobody likes when I talk about this, but you've got to pay more attention to your hyper local elections, because you know who decides whether your local police department partners with ICE? Your fucking sheriff. Your sheriff.
Yep.
Or your mayor, or your town council, or your city council. Who gives your police department their budget? Those people. So everybody hates, I don't want to go to the meetings. It's bureaucracy. It's boring. But revolutions are 1,000 fucking meetings. That's what they are. That's what they are. Unless you are planning on getting in the street with some sort of guillotine, which, like, Godspeed.
I'm down. Let's ride. Let's fucking ride.
Well,
I would like to
Amanda,
avoid that.
I am with you, and I say this all the time too. And there is an organization called Run for Something, which trains local progressives and Democrats and independents. Now they've reached out a little bit to train people at the local levels, because you have to think about it like a minor league farm system. You are developing talent all the way up, and as somebody gets better, they win another election, they move up the rung until they finally make it to the big leagues. We have to do that. This was something when I was in the Obama administration that was I have two critiques of him. One is the Syria stuff where he said there was a red line and he didn't do anything. And then the other was he did not pay attention to local races. And we got the shit kicked out of us. And it is not a sexy thing to work on, but school boards matter. City councils matter. All of these things. So if you want to stop fascism, you elect people at the local level. And then we also have to build that capacity over decades. It is a long, hard fight, but we have to do it.
And people on the left want to pretend like electoral politics don't matter because we like the flashy, revolutionary kind of stuff. But when it comes to, like, enacting fascism, that's not what the right does. The right has spent the last 30 years taking over state legislatures and local races, local positions on purpose. And they have so much money. They dedicate so much money. The right's version of Run for Something has 10 times the budget that Run for Something does.
Right.
And Run for Something, an agency.
And Run for Something's had trouble raising money. They had to do a reorg, and I know those guys. One of them was the White Dudes founder, and then Amanda Littman, who runs it now, is great. Like, they need more money. So, like, if you guys are angry tonight, you should give money to runforsomething.net. Go give them money, because they will train people. You want big waves year over year or every 2 years? Invest in that group. That is the best money that you can make. It's actually better than giving it to a candidate, to be perfectly honest. And we have to start doing the hard work, because, like, when we won in 2008, we were like, oh, okay, now we can relax. We're going to, Iraq is,
just getting fucking started.
2010, because I was in the administration, we lost the House and the Senate, and then it was just fucking garbage after that. And so, like, we have to stop taking our feet off the gas. Same with Biden. Right? Like 2020, Trump's over. Where are we now?
Now we have this.
And it's not his fault. I don't mean that. But, like, we have to be campaigning. It's tiring. We have to be campaigning 24 hours, 24/7, 365 days a year, because they do it. And until they stop.
One thing I'll give the right credit for is they organize. Like, they are really, really good at it.
Yeah. Well, and they look like it's a dishonest action, but they make everything black and white.
They
Good,
do.
evil, yes, no. And we
It's
know
simple.
as Democrats, like we live in a world of gray. There is no such thing as like simple good versus bad. There's none of that. And when you're explaining, you're losing. And that is a challenge. So like we have to, and I think we're starting to. I think everybody coming out and saying this was murder from the beginning. I don't think 3 years ago Democrats would have done that.
Yeah.
And
No.
I think the mayor, Jacob Frey,
Oh,
saying
the bullshit. The video bullshit.
Well, bullshit.
Or the story behind the video.
Well, that was Walls, wasn't it? That called it bullshit. But Frey
I
today
thought it was
said,
Frey.
"Oh, it's Frey.
It was
Frey said it."
Maybe
But
they
then,
both did.
but then Frey also said, "I have a message to ICE: get the fuck out of Minneapolis." And I'm like,
Yep.
"Yes." Where has this been? Yes, more of this. Like we need the rage because otherwise, like, if we're not angry, like everyone else, like, well, what's the big deal? You know,
Like people are tired of politicians on CBS going, the American people, we're gonna do like shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah. Yes, and I
Yeah.
think looking at the comments here, everyone is with us. So I know that maybe we got to send a text to Ken Martin or something saying this is what everybody needs to do now.
I'm with Lucia in the comments. She said we should start an organization that teaches how to use guillotines. I like that idea. I'm down.
I think Chris could probably build us one.
Are you
My
building one
brother
right now?
desperately wants to build one with me.
Yeah.
The most
Make a
violent
TikTok
wars
series out of it.
are usually civil wars. And I really don't want to watch American bloodshed. That would be because that's like a reality right now. Like we're like, dude, the right's been calling for it for years. And I mean, I would really hate for my wife to end up like this young mom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and that's why really the best option is to organize, to do. Sorry,
Damn, dude.
I know it always happens. I drop this mic every time because I cannot figure out how to balance it correctly because apparently I'm an idiot. But we have to. I think there should be protests, peaceful protests, organizing, getting people to register to vote who haven't done it before. And Democrats need to give them a reason to vote for them. I mean, this is a very important
They
thing.
do.
Like we all know this, but they have to say it, right? They have to say, "I'm going to rein in ICE or eliminate ICE, get rid of it."
Polish it. It's
Like
done.
I think universal health. There's a bunch of things. It's like enough is enough. We have tried this Republican bullshit since Ronald Reagan, and Democrats come in for little periods and kind of nibble on the edges and make things a little better, and so people feel better about it, and then it gets shitty again. We got to stop this because it's not working.
Yeah, what Democrats need to do is run entirely on the idea of justice. Don't
Yeah.
say racial justice. Don't say economic justice. Don't add the extra word. Just say justice, and use it with all of the intensity that Donald Trump did on his campaign, where he was saying, "I will be your retribution." Right? Like we need to the Democratic Party, the left, liberals, people who are not fascists, right? Everybody left of fascists needs to be singularly focused on the idea of justice, of bringing justice to those who have been denied justice. Like
I agree.
that is it. That is a popular and when you use terms like that, it allows people to apply it to their own lives, to their own needs. The same way that like defund the police triggers in the minds of so many people like these negative connotations. If you just simply leave it at justice, there's no negative connotation with that. Like it's not aggressive. The other side can't accuse us of vigilantism or any of that bullshit, right?
Right.
Focus on fucking justice, the rule of law. These are the things that I think most Americans, even those who are totally disengaged from politics, are attracted to.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, but I worry. So I reflect on my own feelings. I can still have a conversation with a conservative, right? Like, but even my heart is starting to get hardened, and I know that if my heart is starting to get hardened, I know that there are a lot of people, and I'm starting to feel hate. Like, look,
I'm long past that.
well,
I'm done.
that's what I'm saying. If I'm starting to feel that, then there are a lot of people that already do feel that. And I like, where do you go? Like, where do you go? Where does our country go from here?
We're gonna need some version of like the Truth and Reconciliation South African program.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
We're gonna need something like that. I mean, some sort of organized. I don't want to say re-education because that has weird connotations.
It does have icky. Yeah.
let me be careful.
Because there's a difference, right? There's a difference between wanting accountability for the people who are actively doing this. Kristi Noem, whatever.
Unmask these motherfuckers.
Prak Patel, every member of ICE.
Venmo
And
Patel.
the voters who enabled it, who people are also have a lot of hatred for. But how do you get accountability for a vote? Like that's an impossible question. But we still have to do something about them. I don't know what that is, but I keep coming back to South Africa.
So and I'll say this as the person that has done democratic politics for 20 years. I mean, I think we've ignored a lot of voters. I don't think we did it intentionally. I just think we did. I think we took people for granted. We certainly took Black voters for granted and Latino voters for granted. And I think we miscalculated on immigration with Latino voters, that a lot of Latino voters were like, well, I did this the right way. I don't give a shit. I don't want the other people, other people here. Or they thought, well, they're only going to get rid of the bad people. And now, of course, like we've seen these massive shifts in Latino support back to Democrats because they realized that was bullshit. But I think we have to talk to these voters again. And I think we have to give people it can't just be no more Trump. Right. Like, because what that message sends is back to the status quo. That's what Joe Biden tried to do. And I understand why he did it. And I actually think
He's the old grandpa. He said, we're done.
If you take out the last year of the presidency, the first 3 are some of the best from a progressive perspective that we've had in history, even more progressive than Barack Obama. And then, this happened. But now whoever is going to win the Democratic nomination has to have a clear and compelling case for changing this country for the better. And some of that includes going after the people, Kristi Noem, Donald Trump,
Stephen
Miller, investigate the shit out of them. Don't put Merrick Garland back in as Attorney General. Put somebody like Doug Jones or Sally Yates or somebody like that. Go after these.
Letitia James.
I'm 100% on board with that too.
100%.
And, and what better way than having a Black woman go after Donald Trump? But
I still think that Kamala Harris would be an excellent Attorney General.
I think yes.
I think she's gonna run. Do we not think?
Is she what?
I think she's gonna run. Is that?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if that was like nobody wants to
No,
talk
well, I don't know if anybody saw, but like I am subscribed to every email list on earth because I did this stuff, and so my email I just get dumped on. And she had an email last week that kind of annoyed me, which was called My Decision, because it was clearly to get somebody to open it, and she's starting a PAC. Yeah. Which is the first step to running again.
And she's going to South Carolina in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sure that was just a coincidence.
Sure.
But because if people forget, South Carolina is the first primary in the country now, like it was last time, which saved Joe Biden's ass. But I agree. I think I could see her as that. But I want somebody with a little bit more of a meaner streak. I mean, she's got it. She could do it. But Tish James sitting in the background, just fucking bleeding Trump dry, and now could go after him criminally after he tried to indict her for fucking nothing. Like, yeah. They have to be aggressive because otherwise that's why people look at Democrats and go, you didn't do anything after the financial crisis. Nobody went to jail. You didn't go after Donald
the first
Trump.
time Trump was done.
You didn't go after Trump, which should have been much faster. And Jack Smith even said, like, when he testified the other day, all the shit they had on him. It's just like, ugh. So
no more grandpa.
No more grandpa.
No more grandpa that says, okay, grandson, you were stupid, but you're done. None of that.
Well, we've got to stop letting the executive branch have no accountability. And I know we have Supreme Court immunity now, but we do this. We pardoned Nixon, and he died peacefully at home. His Attorney General didn't. His Attorney General went to jail. But we do that after Reconstruction. We welcome the Confederacy back into Congress.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Let's not do that again. That is why we are here.
Yeah.
We have too much. Americans are so momentum driven that we really hate to stop and fix fuck ups. We don't like doing that in history. We have to this time.
Yeah. Well,
No forgiveness.
Someone said that there are articles of impeachment being drafted for Kristi Noem. The only thing I'll say to that, though, is sure.
Good fucking luck. They're not going to go anywhere.
Mike Johnson is. That's why we need the House back, and that's why we need the Senate as close as we can to 60, which is not going to get to 60. But like, you know, if we get to 51, 52, which is probably the outer marker, you know, maybe you could convince. I mean, it depends. Susan Collins in that scenario is gone, so like, I don't know how we could cobble it together. But at least holding them accountable and telling the public what's actually going on.
They need
I don't
67
think
to
that
impeach.
I don't
What's
think
that?
that we should.
They need 67.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
2/3.
impeach, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that ain't
I-
happening.
I don't think that we should be thinking about the number 60 and the filibuster anymore. Like I think that after
Get rid of
the
it.
next Democratic president takes the White House, I think that Democrats, if they take the Senate, they should get rid of the filibuster. They should make DC a state. Think about making Puerto Rico a state. U.S. Virgin Islands could be a state. Get a fuckload more senators in there. Like let's just completely fucking rebalance. And,
I'm down.
and while we're at it,
I'm for it.
once the filibuster's gone, stack the fucking Supreme Court. Create a bunch of new districts because we do not have enough courts. We should have a number of Supreme Court justices that matches the number of federal districts around the country. You know, make that 15, make it 19, make it 21. And
Stack the motherfucker.
we'll
Yeah.
have rebalanced.
Can we expand
Good.
the House while we're at it?
Yeah, you're right. We
That's
should.
my pet issue.
Don't we need a constitutional amendment for that, though?
No.
We don't.
The House is capped at 435 based on legislation passed in the 1920s.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, and our population has doubled since then. So, you know, a member of Congress has gone from representing a couple thousand people to 100,000 people. That's why you can't ever get a hold of them. And if we if we expand the House, if we uncap the House, we would uncap the Electoral College, and then that problem would be solved without having to have a constitutional amendment to get rid of it.
oh.
I'm for it.
The Democrats need something to run
Amanda
on.
for
though.
representative.
I'm in a red district. Nobody here's going to vote for me.
Like
Corey, what were you saying?
we don't. The Democrats they have no messaging. Like AI, like in the future is going to replace so many jobs. There are about to be so many people out of a job, and nobody is coming up with creative solutions for this. Like one creative solution is nationalizing all of our natural resources. Like I made a video about this. That's what Kuwait does, and they subsidize high-paying jobs in Kuwait. Every natural-born Kuwaiti, they live great lives. They have a great middle class because they've nationalized their natural resources. And right now, the American people, they are about to be fucked. In the next 10 years, they are going to be out of a job. People are not going to be able to find work. They're going to be poor. They're not going to be able to afford rent, food.
So, you know what I think is going to be the potential? I'm sorry. Oh, there's echo now. Chris, is that you?
Oh boy.
That's all right. Okay, there we go. Oh, nope, it's somebody else. Anyways.
I've got headphones in, so I know it's not me.
Oh, I don't know. Anyways. Oh, that's
Is
really
it just
annoying.
you? Ooh.
Is that better? Shit. No.
Everybody mute and see what happens.
Everyone mute and come back. Okay. Great. Wow, I can't hear anybody. This is wonderful. What I was going to say is that the greatest, I think, driver of economic growth that we could have is universal health care. And let me tell you why. Because I'll give you an example. So when I worked at WeWork, this crazy ass place, and I left right before bankruptcy, and I didn't want a boss. So I was like, I'm going to start a digital marketing agency and I'll just be a fractional chief marketing officer. My wife had health insurance. That's the only reason I could do that, because I have a son. I can't go without healthcare, but because she had it, I could do it. And then I went on and I had, I think, 5 or 6 people employed at one point, and that allowed me to do White Dudes. And now it's allowing me to do Find Out Media, which is employing half of this group. And I think that if we took healthcare out of the equation for starting a small business, many, many more people would do it, which I don't know if it solves the entire AI problem, but at least it gets people out trying a thing that they may be better at. And not to mention, talk about an improvement of quality of life. If you could be your own boss and you don't have to worry about the bullshit anymore, everybody wins. So like, I think that Democrats need to be framing healthcare as an economic issue rather than a human right, which I agree that it is. I just don't think it's winning over the right people.
I agree. I'm not the echo. Oh, I am.
Oh no.
I totally agree with you. Like, if you look at human history, the start of the agricultural revolution, people had more time. They had more time to create. They had the freedom. They weren't out hunting and spending all of their time just trying to survive. And right now, the average working family is spending all of their time trying to survive. And what Republicans have labeled humans as lazy, but they're not. Humans naturally want to create something. They want to work. They want to contribute to their community. They just don't have time and they don't have money.
Right. So like, if we give them the tool, and it's funny, someone had a great comment in here. They said, the only country that in the developed world that doesn't have universal health care is the one telling us that it won't work. It's right. It's right. People don't know this, but everyone keeps talking about, oh, well, like the government is inefficient. The overhead in Medicare and Medicaid is 2 to 3%. Well, you know what it is in health insurance industries? 20 to 25%. They are less efficient because they're spending ads. They're sending salespeople out to sell their drugs to people who don't need them. And instead, what if the government was just like, we will pay you what we're going to pay you for the drugs, and then you are going to be able to go to the doctor, which, by the way, if we have universal healthcare, the healthcare industry jobs will boom because you're going to need a shit ton more nurses, nurse practitioners, physician's assistants, doctors, surgeons, admins, all of these things. So it is a net benefit in every way. It will be messy when we do it, and that needs to be messaged because we learned that mistake with the Obamacare and the stupid healthcare.gov website, which Tony, I could talk about that for about 5 hours, but like that is the path. Like, I never voted for Bernie Sanders. I never hated him either. He's right about that.
Well, like even Peter Thiel, he's saying that there's this huge catastrophe in the future for the economy because we are not creating enough inventions that are going to revolutionize our society. Well, motherfucker, it's because we don't have any time or any money to do that.
Yep, crazy.
It's 100% right.
And we're not all as coked out as he is either. So there's that.
He looks bad.
He's on the most drugs humanly possible, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and also like the fact that this administration is just like doing whatever the tech bros and the oil industry wants them to do. I mean, this whole thing about Venezuela where they asked Trump if he notified Congress. No. But he did notify the oil companies who have all said they don't want to go to Venezuela. Like, I mean, it's just, and then this is why I don't understand how people can continue to support him, because he's doing things that will never help anybody but rich people. Ever. But like, that's the racism part, right? That gets worked in to get these.
They support him because it makes good TV.
Yep.
It does. You're right.
Absolutely. He filled his cabinet with entertainment experts like Dr. Oz, dude. Like, that's crazy. He knows WWE entertainment, and he created politics to mirror WWE entertainment.
Yeah. Well, and I will say that there is something there that Democrats can learn from, is that you should have cabinet secretaries who can go out and articulate a message like that. Actually, like, as sad as it is, should be the number one priority for a secretary. And then your deputy secretaries can be the policy people, and they can be the ones that implement. But like, we need people out there. He's got 15, 16 people pushing his message. Can you name as many Biden cabinet officials as you can Trump administration officials? No, you can't.
Well,
I could probably name more Grant administration officials, to be honest.
just look at the the photos that they took of the Mar-a-Lago Situation Room, which was the dining room with black curtains. And
that weren't even shut.
Like, what did they have? They had Twitter on in the background, right? Because they wanted to know how people were responding. They didn't give a shit about the soldiers on the ground or the federal agents on the fucking ground. Instead, they had Twitter with a giant fucking smiley face in the background. Like, because that's what Pete Hegseth knows matters to his audience.
Yeah, these guys are not idiots in self-preservation. They don't know the job, but like they know he has picked people who suck up to him and tell him exactly what he wants to hear. Like, that's it. And I didn't realize it came out tonight. Maybe you guys knew. Like, apparently we were pretty close to losing a helicopter in this mission, which I saw today. Like, I don't think it was like they got fired on. There was a faulty, sort of like what happened in the Bin Laden raid, I think, where something happened to this helicopter or whatever. But like, they were real close to being in some real fucking shit on this thing. Real close.
Have you seen the new polling? I think it was this morning. There was that like young men polling about the cabinet officials, and Kristi Noem was like at the very bottom.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of Gen Z men. They really, really fucking don't like her. And JD Vance polled lower than Andrew Tate.
Oh, I did see
Really?
that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
by like 2 points.
I don't know what you guys think, but I think that Vance fat meme thing that people do, I think
yeah.
that single-handedly is torpedoing his chance to be president because it's
I
just
agree.
mockery. Like, it just looks like a fucking idiot because he sold his soul.
He's
But
a
yeah.
lizard person, and everyone can
Oh.
tell. You know, when you're in the room with like a psychopath and you're like kind of creeped out, everybody feels that from him.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't believe any of the things he's saying anymore. Like, he's a smart guy. He's not an idiot. I mean, he profited off a book where he basically made fun of his own community. And then he like turned and he said Trump was awful and Hitler, America's Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's the vice president of the United States to Donald Trump. Like, I don't know how these guys sleep at night, to be perfectly honest. I mean, maybe it's just on a bed of cash and I just don't know, but like, I just could never do it. I'm not built that way, I guess, but like none of us are. I just can't, it's hard to imagine people like this exist, to be honest.
It really is.
Yeah. Because none of us would do this shit. You know, like killing civilians and then calling them terrorists. Like, that's what happened today, right? Like, that is exactly what happened today. A 37-year-old mother in a SUV, in a mom wagon, basically, got shot 3 times in the face because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, not because she did anything wrong.
I'm really interested in how they spin liberal moms being simultaneously the most dangerous people in the country and like also useless cat ladies.
Right.
Like, which are
Well,
we?
it's
I've
like
lost track.
Schrodinger's Antifa.
Schrodinger's Democrat.
How we're terrorists, but we're also like blue-haired, wussies. So,
I mean, but hypocrisy is lost on them, right? Like, it's not a thing that bothers me. They don't care.
They did this study a few years ago, probably 10 years ago, where they analyzed people in positions of power, CEOs especially of Fortune 500 companies, and then they graded them based on their like dark triad attributes, right? Like sociopathy, psychopathy, Machiavellism, and they consistently scored higher on those charts. And it's because, and so there is it's more likely to meet a sociopath in a position of power because they want power. Like,
Right.
I don't want power. So like, I have no ambitions to be the president of the United States. So I'm never going to be the president of the United States. I'm never going to be a billionaire.
Yep.
Well, and that's I've worked. Someone. I could. Anyways, I've worked for the couple. Yeah, 2 billionaires, and they're built differently, and not necessarily in a good way, because basically what it is they were crazy enough to go into and do something that would have torpedoed their lives if it had failed, and they're the 0.0001% of the people who did that succeeded. That's the difference. Like a Mark Zuckerberg, when he created Facebook, it was to rate the attractiveness of the Harvard freshman class as they came in. Like, that was the
People are
Facebook.
trash.
I mean, when I went to college, I got a Facebook mailed to me, like a physical Facebook. which of course all the older like men or students just used to go find the attractive women, and I think they've stopped doing it because it's a terrible fucking idea. But like, they get lucky, and then all of a sudden they get this god complex. You know, it's like Elon Musk. Name one thing he has invented. One. A flamethrower. Like
He didn't invent that.
A subway hole digger. Like he didn't invent PayPal. He didn't invent Tesla. SpaceX. Twitter. Nothing.
And he's so insecure. He lies about a Diablo 4. It's a video game. He lies about his
I know.
rating on a video game.
Yep.
Like, dude, that is cringe. That is some deep insecurity, because they are normal people, and I do think Elon Musk is a highly insecure person.
Well, I think the narcissism comes from an insecurity, right? Like, generally speaking, I'm not a philosophy or a psychology major, but you know, like I think he knows he didn't invent anything. I mean, he is a brilliant marketer. I'm not gonna, like, you know, and he's clearly a very smart man. But like, he also doesn't understand that he was born on third base, and he got fucking lucky. PayPal made both he and Peter Thiel hundreds of millions of dollars, which allowed them to go make other bets that turned out to work. Like, that could happen to anybody. It's they think that there's some like special sauce or whatever, but like, they're in the right place at the right time. I know one of Mark Zuckerberg's roommates, because I worked with him on the Obama campaign. He ended up with $500 million, and he was the head of communications and PR, because he was literally slept next. Like, Harvard picked them to live in the same room together, and he got $500 million. Now, he's a good dude and he's on the right side, but the point being is, like, this is just fucking luck. And like, I wish these guys, Donald Trump, who got $400 million from his dad, was handed everything, and he still is insecure as fuck too. Kills me. Now, I want to ask the audience a question. And Amanda and Corey know nothing about this. If we make, starting tomorrow, a Fuck ICE t-shirt, where some of the proceeds will go to a legal aid fund, would people buy it, and would people wear it? I would like to see, because we're talking about making it.
I'm buying and wearing it, even if it's just for me.
And it'll be union made in America, all that fun stuff.
All of the things.
So I want to see if people would buy it.
Well, my
Very
initial
at the
thought.
gym, where I see the most Republicans.
What's that? At the gym?
My initial thoughts are that there's already t-shirts that say that, so you're already entering a saturated market with an idea that isn't original. I think that people would wear them, and that's true because they already exist. But yeah, I mean, they would wear them. That's my idea. I'm just thinking as far as
market share and
yeah.
Well, I just think if we're doing also a bit of a donation for, you know, people who are getting in the midst of ICE and all this bullshit and need legal representation, because let's be honest, they generally go after people who can't afford to hire competent attorneys for them. That might be an added benefit, but you know, to each their own. Like, I mean, I'll buy one, I'll wear it. I'm also in Brooklyn, so like, that's pretty safe for me to walk around here. I don't see a lot of MAGA hats around here.
I'll wear it. I live in Washington, so it's
yeah, you're
no
okay
risk.
too.
Yeah.
Amanda's gonna have a little tougher time. Luke's gonna have a little tougher time, but
Bring it on.
Yeah.
also, guys, we have all kinds of other merch that you guys can purchase too on the Find Out store. So that's the other thing. It's like, we're all working together. You guys are going to hear announcements about us all working together very, very soon, which is very exciting. So, because you know what? Everyone's like, where is the left's Joe Rogan, or where is the... Oops, Corey, can you read that again?
Yeah.
Sorry, and then I'll shut up. We're building our own network together because we're tired of the bullshit, and we know what you guys like, and we want to keep doing it, and we want to push Democrats to do the right thing. So we're all going to work together. So stay tuned for more announcements, and now I'll shut up about promotions. Go ahead, Corey.
So I have an idea, actually. A lot of Republicans, they have a stick figure fucking the word it, and it stands for fuck it. So I'm just trying to be creative about it. What if it was a stick figure fucking an ice cube, or a stick figure fucking the word ice? I don't know. Just trying to be creative here.
We can workshop it.
We can workshop it. Yeah.
Yeah. We have a designer.
we could
That's
also
part of
have-
being in a network. We have a designer.
Designs.
What's that, Chris?
We can have a whole bunch of different designs. We don't have to commit to just one.
It's true.
It's true.
Someone said, "Oh, someone asked you if we were Washington State or DC." I don't know if you want to answer that or not, Corey. Oh, he left.
Oh,
I think he's on the West Coast. I don't like to tell people's addresses because we have crazy people following us too. But let's see. Could you ever just do the lettering below the differentiated from others? Fuck ice. Sorry, I have not been doing a good job of reading. Oh, we lost him. Now he's back.
oh, we got 2 of them now.
Oh, we got. Oh, there's no echo though. I like that.
And now we got. Oh, we're gonna have 3.
It's just gonna spawn.
He said he had shitty internet tonight, I think. So that might be. I don't know. He's the early bird. Everyone, the rest of us are on the. Oh, here we go. Wait, hold on. Wait, it keeps. Where the fuck did he go?
Who fucking knows?
Yeah, he's here he comes. He's Washington State. Let's see if he's actually back this time. Nope. So we're kind of at the time of the night where we actually talk about these shows because it doesn't like screw our announcement. I don't know if we're all finalized, so I don't know if there's stuff to talk about. But anyways, we'll be working together. We'll just leave it at that. Oh, here he comes again. Also, if you guys haven't watched we did the final podcast today with Eric Swalwell. Usually we drop it at 5:30 in the morning, which means I have to wake up and do it. But we dropped it early because we thought it was so timely. So after this, when it's like after 10 and you want to keep watching content, you can go watch the interview with Eric Swalwell where he talks about his driver's license idea, which I actually think is kind of a cool idea. Like I said, I don't know if it'll solve the problem, but I think people are just looking for Democrats to do something tangible.
It's about making being a fascist difficult and expensive, and not being able to drive to your mom's house is that sucks. So I think Swalwell is onto something real good here.
Well, and Chris, for those of you who don't know, has a lot of experience dealing with fascists, and so this is kind of your area of expertise, while also building desks in your basement.
I gotta have constructive hobbies too.
You can't just rage. And look, our wonderful moderator has been dropping links in the entire time.
Hell yeah.
Even though he is sick, so we appreciate that. Am I repeating everything Amanda said? Oh,
Who knows?
all right. I'll shut up, guys. Go ahead. I'm gonna take a break.
Speaking
I
of
didn't say
sick,
any of that. I don't.
I am being summoned to assist with my significant other, so I'm gonna have to bounce.
Okay. Are you feeling better, by the way?
Yeah, I'll be up tomorrow. I'll be all right.
Okay. All right. Well, go get some rest.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you in the morning.
All right, bye, Luke.
Later.
I
Now I thought we might get a puppy visit, but apparently not. He has a not you. Well, you can bring your dogs in too, but he has a puppy golden retriever. Oh yeah,
where?
Yeah, he just got it, right?
yeah. He got it a couple weeks ago, and I think her name is Ellie. Is that right, Chris?
That is correct.
But she was going to be Butter, because
If
Golden's.
she were a he, it would have been Butter.
Yeah, he told me she was too smart to be called Butter. Because let's be honest, they are wonderfully sweet dogs, but the intelligence meter isn't really the highest on those ones. So, but she's
It reminds me of Butters from South Park. Butters, which is a great name for a dog, by the way. If you name your dog Butters, immediately it's hilarious.
more props for Butters than Butter. We should have told him that. Maybe he would have gone with it. But yeah, they have been sick. So like, I appreciate that he came on for any of this. Well, I thought I was going to be doing Swalwell alone today because someone was traveling, someone was sick, someone had an appointment, And then Zach magically showed up. So like, wait, I didn't have to like, after I'd like told the Swallow team, oh, it's like 5 of us. It's just like a big, like, we're just all like shooting the shit. And then it's like, oh, it's just this, like, it's just the oldest guy in the crew going to ask you hardcore political questions. And luckily Zach came in and saved me. Oh, here we go.
Virginia.
Oh. Is that a Rottweiler?
Mm-hmm.
Hooch.
Yeah. He's real dumb.
I feel like the bigger they get, maybe the dumber they are.
Yeah.
Is that?
He's 5, so he's not like a puppy, but he has just started counter surfing like this week. He's just figured out how to do it. So he ate an entire sleeve of rice cakes. He ate a whole sleeve of bagels. He ate a bag of chia seeds. That did not go well.
Chia seeds.
Yeah.
I get the
Those
other
are
things.
bad, you know, so like that was rough.
I used to have
my
a.
dogs break the rules for pizza. That's
Uh,
and,
Well,
and
you're-
it's always like they always get caught because they always get it at that time when the mozzarella is like most stretchable. And I'll like come into the room and I'll see like a mozzarella stream going
Does
around the corner.
does Frosting rely on Wyatt to do the dirty work?
Frosting. So Frosting has, for those who don't know, Frosting is a very stubby-legged dog. He's half Jack Russell, half pit bull.
Mm.
He basically looks like a pit bull on a Jack Russell's pair of legs.
He's a super cute dog and very sweet.
and yeah, that dude is smart and conniving. So it's very difficult to figure out who did it because Frosting is clean. Like he like knows how to get away with shit, whereas Wyatt, I feel like he's easy to frame. So
Well, he's humongous.
yeah,
Very
yeah.
sweet, but humongous. So I was really, it was a height thing more than anything. And because I would assume Wyatt could probably get up close to your, on like every area of your counters, I'm guessing.
Oh, Wyatt can reach anything that I can reach.
Yeah.
When he stands up, he is as tall as
He is a big boy. He is a big boy. Yeah. How much does he weigh?
He's, well, last time he was weighed, he was 90 pounds. He's maybe a little heavier than that. He's getting a little fluffy in his old age.
I mean, my son is now 65 pounds. I can't turn it around right now because there's too many wires. But now we have 2 floors, and he makes me carry him up the stairs, and it's only like 10 stairs. Oh my God! I'm like, Jesus Christ! And I did legs this yesterday, and now my legs are like in my little workout area, which is also my recording studio. And then tonight, it was just like oh God! So 90 is 90's a lot. 90's a lot.
Well, and he keeps having fucking knee surgeries, so I have to carry him up the stairs.
That's true. He does have 4, right? So,
Yeah.
or is it just the back ones? Do they have knees on the front? They don't have
It's just the back ones, but the first one
Don't
was,
listen to me.
was 2 surgeries.
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I got a 105-pound shepherd, and she had 3 knee surgeries. She's 11 now. I used to have this min pin, dude. This min pin, a miniature Doberman. They jump really high, and they're small dogs, and she jumped on the counter, and she got into tortillas, and she ate a bunch of them, and the ones she couldn't eat, she stored them in our shoe closet, and I didn't find out about it until 2 years later. Like, they were under all of our shoes, dude, and I pull out these super hard, moldy tortillas.
Yeah, green.
And I was like, what the hell, man? It's crazy.
Oh, it's funny because my dad had a lab growing up, and my grandparents' house was woods in the back. So like the dog was a yellow lab. I never met it because it died before I was born. But like we would go out, and my grandfather would take us out back in the woods, and we'd find tennis balls, like dog toys. We're like, what the fuck are these? They go, oh, well, that was what was the dog's name? I can't remember now. But that was the dog's toys, because they would throw stuff and the dog could never find it, even though they were retrievers. So we would find literally 10, 20 years later, be picking up stuff that it was one of the dogs that would have like a stick and then go between the trees and would just do this like over and over again. Buffy, that was her name. But yeah, they're so sweet, but man, they are dumb. They are.
Yeah, somebody in the comments said min pins are crazy. If you ever had a min pin, you know, dude, They're wild dogs.
I have never. I keep thinking about a dog, but in Brooklyn, it's.
Oh, yeah.
We just had Chris knows one of our cats just died last week, so that was not a.
I'm sorry, man. That's
you.
sad. That's hard.
She was 13, but the other one, that's why like some of you saw her like sitting in my lap earlier, I think, because or maybe it was Chris and Luke, because she's now lonely because the other one, even though they weren't friends, that's the other thing, is they were like frenemies. They'd fight all the time.
Yeah.
And now that she's gone, the other one's just walking around like meowing, and like it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Like the
I take my animal deaths really hard. It kind of reminds you of like your own mortality and how this existence is going to end at some point. And
I know
how you really have to focus on, like, we're sitting in a live right now getting watched by, like, how insane and how amazing is that to be a part of this in the most monumentous point in history. Like, it's an honor.
Yeah, I mean, this whole like creator political thing is so nutso, right? Like
It is.
It's like people listen to me when I like open my phone and I hit record and I like yell into it for, a minute or whatever, and like people want to hear more of that. Is a really like, it is true. Like it's a good to like think about it, right? Because it's like I appreciate everybody who listens. Like, people were excited about this live. I mean, like, look at all these like comments we've had. At this point, probably over 1,000 people in here at one point, and it's just a cool thing that we were born in a time in which these tools existed, so we could do this and trying to help save democracy. And like, we would have never met if it was right. Like, we never would have, and. So it's just been great. I mean, it's so horribly dark right now.
It is.
But like, there are
but that's why we're
trying to help, right? Yeah.
Like it in the hardest times in history, like that's when champions rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
And I was telling my wife, like, it's crazy to think that I don't have to lie on my channel. I can literally say whatever is in my brain out of my mouth, as angry and emotional and enraged or as sad as whatever emotion I feel. And people are gonna comment, dude, that's exactly how I feel. And that right there, I think is the biggest, I mean, like I said, it's a huge honor to be in this position. And it's not something I take lightly.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious for both of you, because I know Chris's story better, but like, when did you start creating content? Both of you. We'll start with Amanda, but when did you start creating content?
Inauguration day.
This year, or no, last year?
Last year. Mm-hmm. I made the first, my first ever video on the night of the inauguration.
Wow. And Chris, when did you start?
I started September before the election.
Jesus, yeah, that's me and Chris started the same time. Like, it was right before the election.
God, I started before all of you, and you've lapped me many, many times over. So you're clearly better at it than I am. But it's funny because, like, in my world, like, I was never really allowed to say anything because I was like always working for a politician. So like, it was always behind the scenes. And then I went and did a private sector job, and I couldn't. I did stuff every once in a while. Almost got myself in trouble a few times, but it was so freeing to be able to just like say the things that like. Yeah. I really thought, and it's amazing. It was all TikTok for me at the beginning. Like, it was great. I found so many wonderful people in there. And now TikTok has essentially died. But luckily we've moved people to other places. But it is a really funny thing. I mean, like, this has happened now twice. Like, I've been asked for photos. Like, it's humbling, right? It's a humbling.
It is humbling. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as you don't get a big head about it. But yeah.
Because I'm a nobody. Like, I say that a lot on my channel. Like, I'm a nobody. Like, I'm just really mad about what's happening, and it's great that I don't really give a fuck what people think, and I think that helps me a lot in my channel because I could literally curse as much as I want. Everything that society told me that I shouldn't do. They told me that I talk too much. They told me I shouldn't curse, that I shouldn't show emotion. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and I'm gonna be successful at it. So fuck you.
I love it. I love it. But that's the thing, right? like at the end of the day, if we're gonna get existential a little bit, like be like it is okay to be who you are. You will
Mhm.
find your tribe, especially now that there are ways, and fuck everybody else. Now it's easy
Yep.
for me as a straight white male to say that, so I'm not trying to be just like, oh well, like my life's been easy, so like why is it everybody else's? But I just mean, but that's also part of why I'm doing this, and I think that's why we're all doing it. Is like we also understand privilege, and we want to help people who don't have a voice, right? Or don't feel like they can say things because they have a private sector job, but that's fine. Or like we need to stand up for this woman today that was shot in cold
Mhm.
fucking blood. Because
Renee.
like Renee Wood, shit, I've already
It's
forgot
bold.
it.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
good. I knew it was a 4 letters, but you know, like, oh, Corey, you're getting some nice props here, and
Thanks.
you're shit. I found Amanda from a great a Marine Corps dude. Oh, look at that. All right. It's so funny how we all end up. I don't even remember, Corey. I remember the first time I talked to you because it was at the Unite for Veterans.
Yeah.
But Amanda,
Yeah.
I don't remember the first time that I don't even know how the fuck I've lost. I have no sense of how anything happens anymore. Every day is like gone. What did I do today? Like I have no idea.
One of the creator chats or signal chats or 14 million.
I know. It's one of those like, yeah, there's this group now that's just like, there's been like a billion messages on here, and I'm like, if the name doesn't show up, I'm like, I have no idea who these people are. But you know, it's fun. I think but I'm glad that we're all getting better at working together and coordinating. And like what I also love too is like the people that we've all been connecting with are not the ones like there's so many influence. It's mostly like I don't call myself an influencer because I have a stupid name, but like we don't get into the infighting and all the bullshit. Like there's all this like drama shit, and it's like I'm too old.
Yeah, same.
I'm too old. But like it's like no, I want like this country to be better for
Yeah.
everybody.
Everybody has a right to not be scared because like we are animals living on a rock in outer space. Like it's scary already. And that's why we built civilization. That's why people banded together, because the world's brutal. And everybody that lives inside of America, they have a right to not be scared. They have a right to not be scared to die, because that's the scariest
Right.
thing that you could think of.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I think like part of the reason that I'm driven to do this work, and I'm sure everybody else is too, is like, you know, after seeing the George Floyd stuff and in being in the political world for a long time and knowing like how much, because I grew up in Maine. Maine is literally the whitest state in the country. And I was in a town of 9,000. And like I had a great upbringing, and I love that community, and I love going back, but like it is sheltered. And you know, it was eye-opening to go to these other places and realize like, oh my God, like I'm very middle class. My mom is a teacher. My dad worked at a shipyard building destroyers for the Navy. Middle class upbringing, and being like, my God, I am like the most privileged person on earth. And then you see what happens to minorities, and you see what happens to protected classes and things like that. It's like, no, well, like why aren't more of the people who look like us defending them? And like you know, I think that that's what we should be doing. And so it's very fulfilling to like, you know, and yes, there's a benefit to that, but like to being part of that and trying to help. Like this is bullshit, and they all did it on a racist lie, and we should call that out. And it's great that everybody here is like on that same page, and we're getting that out, because I think it will matter in the long run.
I think that what you're doing now is, if you think about like the civil rights movement in the 60s, what you're doing now is what you would have been doing then.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think so, right? Like it's hard to be like, no, I would have been on the other side, you know. But like,
maybe. But like, if you're the sort of person who takes a linchpin moment in history and does something about it, then that's probably who you would have been.
And I think that's right. And it's interesting. I'll tell this story because my mom doesn't know how to do this, so like she won't hear it. But I'll tell a story. So like, she showed me a photo once of her kindergarten class. My mom is, well, I shouldn't say her age, but she was born in the 50s, let's just say. And she showed me her first grade class once, and it was 12, 14 kids, and they line up. They're in a line. Do you know where the one black kid was? The
At the
absolute
end.
back. And I looked at this photo, and I looked at my mom, and I go, "Do you see anything wrong with this?" And she is progressive. Like, she has never voted for a Republican in her life. Is for gay rights, legalize marijuana, all these things. I go, "Mom, your teacher put the one black kid in the back of he's the caboose." And you could see this, like, it's instant understanding. And she went, "Oh my God, my favorite teacher was a racist." And I was like, well, like, this 50s, like, I'm not trying to excuse anything. But it's interesting. So, like, people who aren't exposed to it, like my mom, who's been progressive, my grandmother was progressive, like, she was a Catholic, but she was like none of the cultural bullshit. But, like, because it was so common, sometimes people didn't even realize like how bad it was. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you're not.
But we're
watching
dealing
Mom.
with
You'll
that
kill
now
me.
It
too,
was
right? I mean, like,
normalized.
the third of the country is conservative and very happy with what's happening. A third of the country is us, and then the other third doesn't give a shit, isn't paying attention, is completely
Yep.
unplugged. They're independent voters, swing voters, low propensity voters, whatever. And those people are that teacher.
Right.
They're just like completely unexamining. They're not examining anything that's happening.
Yeah, I will say I met her once in her 90s, and I didn't hear any racism. I mean, like, maybe.
And most people, you won't hear coming. Like, for most
Right.
people, you're not gonna. It's not that they're explicitly bigoted. It's that they aren't. The unexamined life isn't worth living, right? It's that.
Right.
There's no reflection on it. There's a lot of defensiveness. But
Yeah,
like I said, most people are mostly concerned with like raising their kids and going to work, and they don't.
Right. They don't pay attention. Yeah.
I think about my dad. When he hears the word privilege, he thinks growing up rich with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Right.
And my dad grew up dirt poor, like legitimately absolute destitution poor. So when he hears that he has privilege, immediately he's like, "No, I don't.
Right.
I grew up in destitution. Like, the kids nowadays, they got it way better than I had it." But they just did a great. The rights messaging is just so good.
I do
You
think we
know?
should stop using that word, to be honest. Like, and also there are some
Privilege?
words that like
Yeah.
make me twitch, because I know that there are people out there just like your dad who are going to have a knee-jerk response to it. Like, the word problematic, I would like to ban from the English language. The word privilege, we stop saying it. Like, there's
Yeah.
Yeah,
ism. Stop.
Well, and also, just because your lot in life was marginally easier than someone else's, that doesn't mean privilege, right? Like, and there's economic issues with people putting people in classes and things like that too, right? So, like, trying to, like, and this was stuff when we did the White Dudes for Harris stuff last year, that I think that people were like, when they would come to us, they'd be like, I do want to vote for Democrats, but like, you guys keep saying that I like have this privileged life and that I had it so easy. And I'm like, I don't feel like I had it easy.
Yeah.
And the reality is they didn't. It just was, in the grand scheme of things, easier than another class of people that was pushed down further on the socioeconomic scale, which is also bad, but it doesn't mean that your lot was easy. And I think that's a thing where we failed, because I think we basically said, you don't have any reasons to complain.
Yeah.
You have been given an advantage over everybody else, but these people are like, I didn't go to college and I work minimum wage job, or I work 3 jobs to like feed my kids. Like, that's
Well, that's why. That's
It's
why.
not about an easiness scale. It's about easiness type. Like, you can grow up in abject poverty and also still never have to worry about what happens when you get pulled over. Like,
Right.
different.
Oh, I'm not saying that it's the same. I'm just saying for those people, right? Like,
Yeah,
if you told
yeah.
that person that, they would probably, even though you're right, they would
would
roll
not
their eyes.
appreciate it.
They
Yeah.
would roll their eyes, right? They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Jesus Christ,"
Yeah,
Like,
they
I-
run
yeah.
to the police because they know that the police are safety for them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, that's part of the reason why JD Vance went on stage and said, we no longer have to be ashamed of being white.
No, you
like,
don't have to apologize for being white
oh,
anymore.
apologize. Yeah.
Do you know how many
yeah.
times I've apologized for being white in my life?
Yeah, I've never apologized.
Yeah.
There's so much nuance to it, and like, that's the problem. Is there is nuance to it, but the rights, like you said, going back, they simplify everything, and
Right.
everything's black and white.
Right.
So
What that-
I'm
what-
I'm not going to say that JD Vance is right, but
Oh,
I have been in some circles with some very progressive activists where it's a pretty fucking hostile environment. And like
mhm.
I'm there, like I'm the Nazi hunter, guys. I'm your friend. And
Nice,
I've been in
Chris.
some rooms where like I have to eat shit for 2 fucking hours because
Yeah.
Oh, you have to do the struggle class thing. Yeah.
and it's like it is like at the end of the elections and shit, and I'm like, I'm the expert in fascism, guys. I'm here to like help you get prepared, and
Yeah.
having to eat shit for 2 hours because of the way I look is it does suck. It is real. I'm not saying JD Vance is right, but like I've been in those environments and it's really fucking annoying. Especially like Donald Trump just won the election. Like we've got some serious shit to worry about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wrote that I was a Jacob Frey, right?
That's right.
Fry, Jacob Fry stan today because he said get the fuck out of Minneapolis. Direct quote. I had so many. I mean, it did very well, so I'm like happy. But like, you know, there were so many people like he's not our friend. Just in this situation, I'm like, guys, we got to stop like this like progressive versus liberal. I don't even know what the difference is at this point. Like all this shit about like who's the more pure. We got to stop. Like that we are not in a privileged position to be picky about like how we win. Like we should be like we can argue about public options compared to universal, compared to some form of the ACA, fine, whatever, or how much money to spend on climate. But like if we like Corey, you were like saying we don't have any these next 2 elections are our last shots.
Mhm.
That's it.
They are.
So like, can we just stop the like, you know, these people like I'm not gonna, and I understand, but like I'm not gonna vote for anyone who took any AIPAC money. And I'm like, why is Israel your number one? Unless you're Israeli or unless you're Palestinian or you're from the Middle East, why is that your barometer for whether you'll support a candidate or not? You're gonna sit at home if like Gavin Newsom took $1,000 from AIPAC, like.
Yeah.
I don't like it. By the way, I would never take a dime from them. I'm just saying, like, if we find the person who has the best chance to end this, I'm voting for that person.
You know, the last time we were in the situation where we were fighting fascism after World War II, I'm thinking about like the New Deal coalition.
Yeah.
Which was the most powerful moment for Democrats in American history.
Yep.
The New Deal coalition consisted mostly of white, Southern, working class racists and Black inner city voters.
Yeah.
And immigrants. That was the Democratic Party. And if those people could exist together to rebuild the country after we defeated fascism, then you can shut the fuck up and stop bitching about Ezra Klein or whatever pissed you off today. If there's not room in your tent for the mayor of Minneapolis, shut the fuck up.
And Jessica said it perfect. Not voting is a vote for the enemy.
Yeah.
It's true.
I also think we're all subject to the human condition. And like when you look at history, like I always imagine myself like if I was a Black person, like bro, like they've been fucked hard, like throughout history. And so like that would really like I'm already mad about like what's happening. And if I was continually throughout history, every book I read just getting fucked like people get like they're mad. Like that's just it. And I like to meet people where they're at. And sometimes I understand that humans like they're mad and I think they have a right to be mad. And sometimes you know, I don't know, man. It's fucked up.
Sometimes it's easier to just argue with your friends than argue with somebody else. I understand. Like, I just, you know, like some of these things, like today, it's just like, let's all be on the same page and condemn ICE for being the fascist fucks that they are. Let's not talk about anything else.
Yeah.
Anything else. I don't care what it is. Like, let's just do this. Because that's what the right succeeds at. That they shut the fuck up in the big moments. They all say the same thing. And we go into 12 different directions about how like aggressive we should be. And I agree everybody should speak their mind, but it's like at some point I'm like, we have to unite because like fractured Dem thing doesn't work. And we lost in 24 partially as a result. Part of the reason that we lost Michigan was the genocide in Gaza that, you know, I don't like Kamala kind of like, and I understand why she did it, but like she kind of just scoffed at some protesters who were there and like people didn't vote. Now, I think it's crazy, but you know, so but if we could find a way to stop that bullshit and just be like, oh wait, let's, you know, Hillary people got behind Barack Obama. No one thought it was going to happen, and it did. Like, can we do that again, please?
I mean, we need a leader. Is what we need.
Who do you want? Who do you? Okay, let's ask. I don't know if everyone wants to answer
Michelle Obama. I would vote
She's
for
not doing it, buddy.
I know. Well, she even said like America's not ready for a woman to be, and that sucks because
Yeah. I don't
I think
agree with
Michelle
that.
Obama
I
would
think she's
do
fine.
really good.
I don't agree with it either, but Michelle Obama like begrudgingly went along with this presidential thing, and she turned out to be fantastic at like a lot of the pieces of it.
Yeah.
She will never. Why would she run for public office? They're now worth so much money after they left. Like, why would you come back and just get the shit beat out of you by like 48% of the country? Like, it's just madness.
Yeah.
But anyways, take her out. So take her right, and she's like,
Patriotic duty.
oh. Well,
I think we've asked enough.
fair. I think she went through enough, like a decade and a half of racist attacks, and still is going on. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm not.
no, you make a good point. Anyways, who excites you that actually might run?
Who are you talking to?
Corey.
I mean, nobody. Somebody said Mark Kelly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe, but nobody, dude. That's the problem.
Well, let's go around and see if we can solve this. Amanda.
Man, come on. Andy Bashir.
He excites you. Okay.
Not
Why?
He's not as progressive as I am. No one is. No one's as progressive.
Well, there might be somebody in here. Somebody just said AOC in the comments.
Yeah.
She's
I
not
think
gonna-
AOC would be cool.
She would be cool. She'd be a better
Mhm.
Senate majority leader.
Yes.
So
I like that.
I like Andy Bashir because could we get a Southerner first of all? I need somebody not from a coast. I think
Okay.
people are tired of that. He doesn't come from a ton of money, and he's a blue governor in a red state.
Yep.
And I think that is kind of the perfect needle threading for the Electoral College in 2028. And he's also really, really sneakily progressive. Like there aren't a ton of policies that he has that I disagree with.
Mhm.
He's an ally to trans people. He's an ally to the LGBTQ community. He doesn't super like ICE, but he's realistic about what could happen, like getting rid of it. And anyway, I don't know that I would say excitement, but out of the people who have poked their heads up, he's the one that I think is most interesting.
Okay.
MAGA is progressive. They just don't realize it. Like my dad is super progressive. He just does not realize it.
Economically, you mean?
Yeah, everything. Like my dad is gay, so he believes in gay rights, transgender rights. He thinks that college needs to be affordable. He thinks healthcare needs to be affordable. He thinks there needs to be good job. Like they are more progressive than they realize.
Can I ask, why does your dad like Donald Trump then?
You know, if I'm gonna be honest with you, it's the alpha male bullshit, and I
The
feel like
dominance,
a lot of these guys are highly insecure about their masculinity. Like there was a time
definitely.
when men would go off to war, and then you would be able to go out and test yourself. And now we live in this super safe society, and there's all of these men that don't feel really tested, so they don't really know where they stand, and they are just so insecure about it.
Yeah. But what would, I'm just curious, what would your dad say is the reason he likes him though?
Because he's not a radical leftist. That's why.
Okay. All right. Okay. Chris, who's your presidential front runner as he's crawling across the floor?
I don't give a shit. I'll vote for fucking
Ladies and gentlemen, that is political analysis from Chris Goldsmith.
It's
No,
two
seriously.
potatoes in a trench coat. That's who we're voting for.
And has a D
Okay.
next to their name? Sure, fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
There's no one out there right now who is
Yep.
Who's speaking my language. There's no one out
Yep.
there talking about like a relentless pursuit of justice. So there's
Yeah.
no one I'm excited about.
You know, it's funny, I asked this question and I don't have an answer.
Mm.
I was kind of hoping that you guys would coach me through and get me to an answer. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to say that there is one person who has surprised me and I have been more impressed with than I thought I would be. That doesn't mean I would endorse them yet. And part of it is he came on our show. But is I have been impressed with the California governor, Newsom, as far as how he has responded to Trump and as far as he has been raising the alarm about the dangers of what has happened. That doesn't mean that I'm necessarily comfortable with putting my entire... You're just drilling away over there, huh?
Sorry. I meant to mute.
Maybe it's more interesting than what I'm saying. Our numbers are going down as we're getting later, but I like how he has responded, and I like how he's used mockery as a weapon, and I think that Democrats should learn from that. Again, I think it's more of a like he's showing the way. I don't think the slick-haired guy that was the mayor of San Francisco is like my favorite idea. I do like Andy Bashir. I think he's great, but unfortunately, outside of that, I want a governor.
Same.
Because they have executive experience.
Yeah.
But like Chris said, I just don't want Donald Trump or JD Vance or anyone with an R next to their name. And I will vote for literally like, I don't know, if you like, I don't know, if they want to dust Jimmy Carter's grave off and put him on, I would vote for him.
I mean, my
Yeah.
goal is over the next 2 years to use what little influence that I have to force my desired messaging on the Democratic Party.
Same.
I don't care who the nominee is. Like,
Yeah.
I just want whenever the DNC, fucking convention is for whoever gets the nomination to be like, we're going to find justice. And I want them to talk about like all those ICE agents who committed felony assault, they're getting felony charges.
Yeah.
Like all the fucking tax cheats who've been, thanks to the IRS being gutted, have been cheating the American taxpayer of millions, if not billions of dollars. We're going to find justice. We're going to get all of them. Like
I'm
that.
suddenly
that
going to
is
be a fan of for-profit prisons. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. Melinda said everybody's keeping their head down, and that's absolutely true. Like I feel like Democrats are legitimately, dude, I don't know. They're not saying shit though. I don't know if they're scared because this administration rules on fear and his fault. I mean, the amount of death threats that people like, even Marjorie Taylor Greene is quitting because she is scared that her life's in danger. So this is America, man.
Well, I
It's
agree.
too soon though. Like it's too early. We're talking about an election in
3 years.
Yeah.
3 long years.
People are gonna wait until the last possible minute to find.
Oh, I don't think we'll hear about anybody this year unless it's like a total Hail Mary and they have to be out first to get any press. But I think we'll see them early next year in the middle, and then it's gonna just be that for a year and a half. And I'm sorry to everybody hearing this. That is all we will talk about for a year and a half. But yeah, no, we have some time. We could just focus on all the people trying to win races this year.
Yeah.
And
Obama didn't emerge for a good bit. He was not thought about this early.
I have a little secret. I was a Joe Biden 08 person at the very, very beginning for like a hot minute. And then when Obama jumped in, I moved. But yeah, no, at first I was like, oh, Biden's that's the one.
You were right, just early.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Yeah, I think we are gonna wrap because this is like the longest one we have ever done, but this is great. Thank you guys for doing this such short notice. I think Chris is around somewhere.
He's under a table.
Oh, he's still there. He's waving. So everybody, go subscribe to the Find Out Podcast. If we do the Get Fucked shirts, you'll be the first to know. And have a wonderful evening, everybody. And we will talk to you guys soon.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Have a great night, guys. See ya.